জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় গোপী জনবল্লভ জয় গিরিবর ধারী জয় গিরিবর ধারী জয় গোপী জন বল্লভ জয় গিরিবর ধারী জয় গিরিবর ধারী যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজ জন রঞ্জন যমুনা তীর বন চারে যমুনা তীর বন চারে জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী গিরিধারী গিরিধারী জয় রাধা মাধব জয় কুঞ্জ বিহারী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Flower. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Radha Krishna Chandra Radha Krishna Chandra Radhe. Jayo Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga, Jayo Nitai Gauranga. Jayo Jayo Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnuvad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtotra Srimad Divine Grace Abhay Charan Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Om Vishnuvad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Ashtotra Srimad Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki. इधर आना. देवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेष्वभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 18th chapter, text number 5. त्वयि संस्थिते गदाय शीर्णशीर्षाणि अस्मद्भुजच्युताय ये च तुभ्यम् बलिमरन्ति ऋषयो ये च देवाः स्वयं सर्वे न भविष्यन्ति अमूलाः. त्वयि संस्थिते गदाय शीर्णशीर्षाणि अस्मद्भुजाच्युताय ये च तुभ्यम् बलिमरन्त्यऋषयो ये च देवाः स्वयं सर्वे न भविष्यन्त्यमूलाः. त्वयि संस्थिते गदाय शीर्णशीर्षाणि अस्मद्भुजाच्युताय ये च तुभ्यम् बलिमरन्ति ऋषयो ये च देवाः स्वयं सर्वे न भविष्यन्त्यमूलाः. Word to word meaning. Tvayi, when you, samsthite, are killed, gadhaya, by the mace, shirna, smashed, shirshani, skull, asmat bhujha, from my hand, chuthaya, released, ye, those who, cha, and tubhyam, to you, balim, presentations, haranti, offer, rishayaha, sages, ye, those who, cha, and devaha, demigods, swayam, automatically, sarve, all, na, not, bhavishyati, bhavishyanti, will exist, amhulaha, without roots. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The demon continued, when you fall dead with your with your skull smashed by the mace, hurled by my arms, the demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice in devotional service will automatically cease to exist like trees without roots. Please repeat the translation. The demon continued, when you fall dead with your skull smashed by the mace hurled by my arms, the demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice in devotional service will also automatically cease to exist like trees without roots. Purport. Demons are very much disturbed when devotees worship the Lord in the prescribed way recommended in the scriptures. In the Vedic scriptures, the neophyte devotees are advised to engage in 9 kinds of devotional service, such as to hear and chant the holy name of God, to remember Him always, to chant on beads Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To worship the Lord in the form of His deity incarnations in the temples, and to engage in various activities of Krishna consciousness to increase the number of godly persons for perfect peace in the world. Demons do not like such activity. They are always envious of God and His devotees. Their propaganda not to worship in the temple or church, but simply to make material advancement for satisfaction of the senses, is always current. The demon Hiranyaksha, upon seeing the Lord face to face, wanted to make a permanent solution by killing the personality of Godhead with his powerful mace. The example of an uprooted tree mentioned hereby, the demon, is very significant. Devotees accept that God is the root of everything. Their example is that just as the stomach is the source of energy of all the limbs of the body, God is the original source of all energy manifested in the material and spiritual worlds. Therefore, as supplying food to the stomach is the process to satisfy all the limbs of the body, Krishna consciousness or developing love of Krishna is the sublime method for satisfying the source of all happiness. The demon wants to uproot this source because if the root God were to be chucked, the activities of the Lord and the devotees would automatically stop. The demon would be very much satisfied by such a situation in society. Demons are always anxious to have a godless society for the sense gratification. According to Sridhar Swami, this verse means that when the demon would be deprived of his mace by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not only the neophyte devotees but also the ancient sagacious devotees of the Lord would be very much satisfied. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurubhe Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Tvayi samstithe gadhaya shirna shirshani asmad bujachyuthaya chetatubhyam bhalim maharantya rishayo ye cha devaha swayam sarve nabhavishyanti amulaha. The demon continued, when you fall dead with your skull smashed by the mace hurled by my arms, the demigods and sages who offer you oblations and sacrifice and devotional service will also automatically cease to exist like trees without roots. So Hiranyaksha, like a madman, overwhelmed by anger and envy, he is speaking nonsensical words, abusing the Supreme Personality who is right in front of him. We can see many such mad people in this material world also. Sometimes you can see some fellows, they will abuse the policeman They will abuse the government. But ultimately the outcome is what? They will get so badly beaten up or even killed that it is meaningless. The material world also we can see people think that they can overcome the forces of material nature. By their so-called material advancement. But no matter what advancement they have made, all so-called advancement, in one moment everything can be destroyed. Prabhupada constantly talked about the futility of all these endeavors. Today man is so proud. Prabhupada used to tell that man is so proud today that he claims that, see, I can fly in the air. I have built a floating city in the water. It's like there are big ships. Ships which have 7 floors, 8 floors, 10 floors. And they're in the middle of the sea. Such gigantic ships human beings have built. And they have built aircrafts, very huge aircrafts, which can carry up to 300, 400 people in one aircraft. And it is flying. Such a heavy object is flying in the air. So, human beings feel that, we can do things which are against material forces. Ideally, human beings cannot live on water or cannot live in the air. But human beings have now even developed some ability to live on water, to live in the air. But this ability which they have developed is so tiny. It's nothing. If material nature wants, that aeroplane can just be like a mosquito we kill in the air, like that. Material nature can immediately push that aircraft down. Or that big 10-story, 7-story. Just imagine the size of the ocean. What is the size of the ocean? And what is the size of this 10-storied your ship? The ship deck is 1 kilometer maximum. 600 meters, 800 meters deck they have. Yes, when we see a 600 meter, 800 meter, for eyes it look book, but compare it with the size of the ocean. If you are building a 7-floor, 8-floor building, how much is it? 80 feet. The ocean, if it wants, it can make a wave of 8,000 feet, not 80 feet. So, in 8,000 feet, what is your 80 feet? But human beings think, because we are less like a child, just like a small child, when it gets toys, it will have the stove, it will have this one, it will have the bus, it will have the truck, it will have the car, everything in toys. But in the child's mind, the toy is the real world. See, I have got the car, I have got the bus, and I control everything, I manage everything, I cook everything. But for a grown up, can we compare those toy kitchen, those toy vehicles with the real vehicles? It's incomparable. So Hiranyaksha, he has achieved some material siddhis, some material powers. And because he has got some powers, he is overcome by false power and abilities. And that is making him speak all these nonsensical words. That is the nature of material consciousness. You don't want to serve God, rather you want God to serve Him. You don't want to become a servant, but you want to become the Lord. Because you start feeling, see, I am able to control many things. You don't want to surrender to the Ishvara, rather you want to become the Ishvara. When material strength, power, intelligence are given to a person who doesn't have spiritual maturity, then he starts thinking that whatever I have is all mine. It is my ability, it is my strength. So, in fact, Krishna, when he sees that some person is drawn towards him, that is drawn towards the Lord, then Krishna's immediate mercy is what? The Lord's immediate, when a living entity, he starts keeping steps towards the Lord, then immediately the Lord deprives him of so-called material abilities, material strengths. And makes him feel that he doesn't have anything materially. Because when we don't have anything materially, we have to depend on the Lord. When somebody is under this illusion that I already possess everything, I can do everything, I can manage my life, that kind of a person generally, he is not able to surrender to Krishna. Bereft of all material possessions, it is a more favorable situation for the cultivation of devotional mood. That is why when we join the temple, new devotee, when we come in touch with Krishna consciousness, we don't have any status in the community. You are a new person. You are a bhakta man. You are a new devotee. So you will be really humble. You will be more surrendered to Krishna. But sometimes as we go on within the community, we get some status. We get some service. Oh, I am doing this service. I have this status. I have this. I have this. I have this. Among the community. So then what happens? Hey, I know. Your surrender actually starts coming down. And then when the surrender starts coming down, we make many offenses. We start taking things lightly. So, actually, Krishna is very reluctant to give us material things. Basically, because he wants to protect our consciousness. Our consciousness, because of the influence of material energy, we succumb to lower modes of material existence. We are not able to properly handle it sufficiently. Like, for example, when our immunity is weak, you are prone to infections. If you don't have immunity, proper immunity, what happens? You will get repeatedly fever, you will get repeatedly cold, you will get dysentery, you will get this. Because your body is in a compromised state. So if you are sufficiently not developed Krishna consciousness, then, and in that state of consciousness, if material wealth and power you get, then you can immediately get distracted from the core activity of Krishna consciousness. If you are mature, if you are nicely situated, then it becomes immaterial. Even if you are surrounded by wealth and power and position and status, you will only see in one aspect: how I can use this material power, this material status, this material wealth, this material abilities to serve Krishna. That will be your only thinking. If you are not sufficiently Krishna conscious, immediately you start thinking how I can enjoy this material power, name, fame, everything. And that's our downfall. So to handle material nature, material capacities, material abilities, one must be very spiritually evolved. Evolved in Krishna consciousness. Otherwise it is very difficult to handle it. So many devotees we have seen. Very nice, but they get lost. Better to avoid it. Better to remain a beggar. Better to remain a poverty-stricken person in all aspects of material life. So a devotee must think, I first want to protect my Krishna conscious life. That's why Prabhupada used to say always, sometimes while preaching, we may be thinking externally we are doing devotional service and we are constantly engaged in that. So in that context, Prabhupada says, first save yourself before trying to save others. We must never forget that. First we need to save ourselves. I will meet different people. I will meet rich people. I will meet beautiful people. I can meet glamorous people. They will become my friends. They will fall at my feet. They will offer me all kinds of respects. No, we should not be carried away by all those things. Just by saying I will not be carried away by all those things doesn't mean that you will not be carried away. If you don't want to be carried away, you must have that level of Krishna consciousness within yourself. Your consciousness must be directed by Krishna. Otherwise, it is very difficult. Now you see Hiranyaksha, he doesn't have at all. Because, see, by effort, you will get material things. If you make efforts, you can get material things. That is the principle of karma. By karmic tapasya, you will be able to achieve whatever you want to achieve. But if you don't have that underlying thinking of the underlying objective of what all these achievements must be used for, the purpose of all these material achievements, if we don't have that, then we will become directionless. And when we become directionless, we commit a lot of foolish actions. Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita says, what is the nature of a person who is directionless? See, Hiranyaksha is seeing the form of Varahamurti and he is abusing. Hey, you pig. He is saying all kind of bad language he is using. Why he is using? He is seeing it as a pig. So Krishna in this context in the Bhagavad Gita says, Avajananti mam moda manushim tanumashritaha param bhava majananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in this human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be. Here Krishna is saying that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So how can a supreme person be like a small Shamasundara boy? He doesn't have any God. He is just a 200, same person like me. So they think like, similarly, if Krishna comes as Varaha like a pig, then also the same yardstick is, on this yardstick only people see, fools see. Avajananti mam muda. You are not able to perceive the absolute spiritual form of the Supreme Personality. You will only perceive it very relatively. You cannot have that absolute sense. Until and unless you are absolutely situated, you cannot perceive the absoluteness. Karma means relative. Material means relative. So you have to live on that absolute platform to perceive absoluteness. Absolute platform means what? Krishna conscious platform. That is absolute. Then Krishna says, Mogasha, Moga Karmano, Moga Jnana Vicetasaha, Rakshasim, Asurim Chaiva, Prakritim Mohinim, Shrita. Krishna is saying, those who are bewildered and attracted by demoniac and atheistic views, in that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture are all defeated. This is the state in which Hiranyaksha is. Because he is filled, Mogasha, Moga Karmana, he is having hope. What hope? He will take and kill the Lord. That is crazy hope. What a hope he has. Similarly, material world, everybody has hope. I will be the enjoyer, I will be the enjoyer, I will get this, I will get that, and I will enjoy my life. It is Mogasha. That hope will utterly fail. It is not possible. Moga Karmano. Oh, I will work like this, I will do like this, I will use like this, I will build like this, I will build an empire. Arey, it's not going to happen. You will build and someone else will enjoy. That is what will happen. You will not enjoy. Never. Because to build, you would have, by the time you build, you would have become old. Then what happens? You are gone. Ayo, I built all these things. We have seen that. Repeatedly seeing this in the material world. Moga Jnana Vicetasaha. So-called Moga Jnana. This scientists will tell like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. But we go by what is there in the Shastra. That Jnana is perfect. Beyond the defective knowledge derived by mind, body and senses. Knowledge derived by the senses is not perfect. Whereas knowledge derived by spirit, by parampara is superior in every aspect. So these aspects, it is not at all there in Rakshasas. Whereas devotees of the Lord who have very clear idea of the spiritual form, they, Krishna is saying, Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha bhajanti manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. Jnatva bhutadim avyayam. Avyayam means inexhaustible, which is endless. So, Krishna is saying, O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is original and inexhaustible. In the 11th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned, Etavad evam eva jignasam tattva jignasunatmanaha anvaya vyatirekabhyam yatsyat sarvatra sarvada. It says, a person who is searching after the supreme absolute truth, the personality of Godhead, must certainly search for it up to this in all circumstances, in all space, time and both directly and indirectly. Our goal should be to search only and only for up to that point where we realize that the supreme objective, the supreme purpose of our life is Vasudevaha. Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramaka, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parakriya, Vasudeva Param Jnanam, Vasudeva Param Tapaha, Vasudeva Parodharmo, Vasudeva Paragati. This Srimad Bhagavatam. What I first spoke was the 11th canto. This is the first canto. In the revealed scriptures, the ultimate object of knowledge is Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead. The purpose of performing sacrifice is to please Him. Yoga is for realizing Him. All fruitive activities are ultimately rewarded by Him only. He is the supreme knowledge, and all severe austerities are performed to know Him. Religion, dharma, is rendering loving service unto Him. He is the supreme goal of life. So when we are preaching, when we are actively engaged in Krishna consciousness, in various services, whatever we may be doing, we must always remind ourselves, I am doing this for what? Vasudeva Paro Dharma, Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Paramakaha, Vasudeva Parayoga, Vasudeva Parakriya, Vasudeva Param Jnanam, Vasudeva Param Tapaha, Vasudeva Paro Dharma, Vasudeva Paragati. Always we must remind our mind, this is the purpose for which I am doing it. I am doing assistant pujari service, I am doing MMD, Mandir Marjan service, I am doing preaching service, I am giving classes, I am speaking to people, I am doing project, I am doing this, I am doing that. But for what? Vasudeva Paraveda, Vasudeva Parakriya, Vasudeva Paramaka. Remind ourselves and then engage. Otherwise, we will be subject to the laws of material nature. We will not be under Krishna's protection. We will be under the laws of material nature. And Krishna is saying, Ye tamam prapadyante tam satayu bhajam. We don't want to come into that kind of a umbrella where Krishna is saying, Ye tamam prapadyante tam satayu. No. I want to serve Krishna. Krishna is my only objective. That is the mode in which we need to enter. We need to rise ourselves to that level. We don't want to degrade ourselves to the level of Hiranyaksha, where you are seeing the Supreme Personality of Godhead and you are only thinking, this fellow is my competitor. Why is Hiranyaksha so upset? Why is he upset so much? Because he wants to be the supreme controller. He wants to be the supreme director. He wants to be supreme in everything. Now, somebody has come to challenge his supremacy. Envy. He is my competitor. He is envy. Devotees are never envious. Devotee consciousness is never envious. When he sees somebody else serving better, he feels, I also have to serve like that. Oh, somebody is serving better. If our consciousness is, hey, he has become better than me. No. That is Rakshasa consciousness. That is demoniac consciousness. We have to rise ourselves. We have to rise ourselves to higher consciousness. Not degrade ourselves. Krishna says very nicely, he says, Uddared atmanam atmanam nahatmanam avasadayet atmaiva atmano bandur atmaiva ripuratmanaha. A man must elevate himself by his own mind, not degrade himself. The mind is friend of the conditioned soul and is enemy as well. Our mind can be our friend, also our mind can be our enemy. So we should be very careful which direction we want to take our mind. Okay, we'll stop here if there's any question, comments. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, प्रभुपाद की।